You ever feel that? That little pull, that deep down human need to connect the dots? To look right past the official story and find the pattern that's hiding underneath? It's this drive that makes us question everything from weird things happening in our national parks to the secrets locked away in government vaults. Today, that's exactly what we're diving into, the modern search for hidden truths.
It always seems to start with a mystery. Then it starts pulling on the threads of official secrecy.
It reaches way back into ancient traditions.
And yeah, it even finds its way into the shows we binge watch on our screens.
So what's the common thread here? Unexplained disappearances, government secrets, ancient rituals, and modern TV shows. They're all connected by one really powerful idea: our relentless search for what's really going on beneath the surface of the world we think we know. Okay, so our first stop is this classic battlefield in the search for truth. You've got the lone investigator, armed with a ton of questions, facing off against the official institutional story.
And this is where a guy named David Paulides comes in. He's a former police officer, and he created the Missing 411 series. He started tracking all these disappearances in national parks because he was convinced he was seeing patterns that the authorities were either totally missing or maybe even ignoring. It's a perfect example of one person looking for a hidden story, where the official line is, "Nope, nothing to see here."
And right here, you can see the whole conflict laid out. On one side, you have Paulides' claims, these really intriguing clusters of cases, some strange correlations that make you go, But then, on the other side, you have the skeptical analysis, which basically says these cases aren't all that unusual, statistically speaking, and they can probably be explained by things like drowning, animal attacks, or sudden illness. It's a classic clash between the search for a deeper mystery and the cold, hard logic of probability.
So, this whole dynamic of one person versus the system, well, it builds perfectly into our next arena, our collective demand for answers from the biggest institution of them all, the government.
Now this concept, this is a total game changer. The 2024 UAP Disclosure Act completely flips the script on government secrecy. Instead of you or me having to prove a document should be released, the government now has to work under a presumption of immediate disclosure. It just shows you how much public pressure there is for answers on one of the biggest mysteries in history.
To pry these secrets loose, you basically got two main tools: a Freedom of Information Act request, a FOIA. That's kind of like casting a wide net. You can ask for all records on X. But a mandatory declassification review, or MDR, that's more like a spear. You have to know the exact classified document you're hunting for. And as you can see here, the path you pick totally changes the game, especially when it comes to your right to appeal a decision.
Yeah, the MDR process is incredibly specific. You have to describe the document so well that an agency can find it in under 90 minutes. If they deny your request, you don't go to court. Instead, you appeal to this special interagency panel. And get this, that panel overturns the agency's decision about 75% of the time. It's definitely a high-stakes, high-reward path for anyone who's truly dedicated to hunting down secrets.
But you know, the search for hidden truth isn't always about uncovering external secrets in some government file. Sometimes that search turns inward. It becomes a really personal quest for meaning. And for a lot of people today, that means looking to ancient spiritual paths to find some modern answers.
So the first thing to get about traditional witchcraft is that it's not some single, defined religion. It's more like a tapestry of really distinct regional folk practices. Think Scandinavian trolldom or Ozark witchcraft. And it's often passed down just by word of mouth. It's all rooted in this direct, personal relationship with the land, with local spirits, and with ancestral wisdom.
Now, on the flip side, you have modern witchcraft, which is a whole different ballgame. It's super individualized and way more accessible. It's absolutely thriving online in the digital age. Practitioners might blend folk magic with pop culture, use apps for their rituals, and see their craft as a form of activism or even self-healing. It's less about some ancient, unbroken lineage and way more about building a personal spiritual path that just feels right now. And this search for hidden meaning, it's so deep in us that of course it shapes our final topic: how we decode the entertainment we consume every single day.
A perfect example? The Netflix series The Fall of the House of Usher. It isn't just one story, it's basically a puzzle box. As you can see, each episode's title and its main plot points are direct shout-outs to other works by Edgar Allan Poe. The show's creators pack it with these literary secrets, pretty much inviting us to decode them and uncover this whole other layer of meaning.
And this search goes beyond just finding clever literary references. We also start looking for reflections of our own world. The series is all about a corrupt pharmaceutical family, and no surprise, tons of viewers immediately connected it to the real-world opioid crisis. We use fiction like a lens to process our own anxieties and find stories that feel true about our own time.
So, whether we're poring over maps of missing people, filing requests for classified documents, reviving ancient rituals, or even just decoding a TV show, it's all part of the same human quest. We are always looking for the story that's hiding just out of sight. Which, I think, leaves us with one last question for you to chew on. In this age of limitless information, are we actually getting any closer to objective truth, or are we just getting better at finding and maybe even creating the stories we want to believe?